Hey everyone, Coach Matt over here, Primal Athlete Training Center, www.primalatc.com. You know, a few days ago I did a video on getting more explosive in the throwing events, and we talked about doing a larger number of sets with a smaller number of reps for lighter, more explosive work. And we got some questions from that because, you know, there are some people who are short and really stocky. They're built like a brick house, and they are already strong and heavy, and they need to get more explosive. There are guys who are, you know, tall and skinny that are already pretty fast, already pretty explosive, that need to gain size. So somebody had sent in a question, actually a few people had sent in questions saying, okay, well, if that's how you get more explosive, how do you get bigger? How do you put on more size? Well, there are a few ways. First of all, you can eat like total garbage and get really fat and put on a ton of body fat. That's going to get you heavy. That's going to put on weight. That's not ideally what you want to do for the throwing events. For the throwing events, you are looking to increase your muscular size, the amount of functional lean muscle on your body, and that is called hypertrophy. Now, hypertrophy is basically the increase in the muscular size of the muscle cells and fibers. It gets them actually bigger. It doesn't actually add muscle cells, it actually gets them bigger. And there's two types of hypertrophy. Now, the first type of hypertrophy is what is called a sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Sarcoplasmic is, if you were, for instance, take a look at a bodybuilder. Bodybuilders have kind of watery, water balloon, kind of smooth, bubbly looking muscles. Okay? The other type of hypertrophy is called myofibrillar. Myofibrillar. I always say it wrong. I don't think I've ever met anybody who says it right. Myofibrillar, I think is how you really say it, hypertrophy. And that is characteristic of power lifters, Olympic lifters, throwers, really small, dense, thick wrestlers that you would see in like college or after college, the Greco-Roman, the kind of like real dense, solid, hard body type of muscle. That's the type of muscle that you want to put on, is that myofibrillar hypertrophy. I'm just going to stop saying it altogether. Now, and how do we get there? Well, let me preface this by saying that I am not a big supporter of hypertrophy during the season. I believe that hypertrophy should be done during the off-season months. So if you have a 6-month off-season between indoor and outdoor track, and you want to put on more size, do you want to focus on that myofibrillar hypertrophy during the off season? The reason being is hypertrophy for the most part means that you're going to take a heavy to somewhat moderately heavy weight and you're going to do it for a higher amount of reps. You're going to increase the volume. So you're going to be doing workouts, for example, of 5 sets of 8, 6 sets of 6, 4 sets of 8, 5 sets of 8. You're going to be doing sort of a heavier bodybuilding style workout. That is how you put on the muscle. That's how you directly hit and isolate muscle groups, is by doing the higher rep, higher set, and increasing a lot of volume. Well, when you do that, what happens? When you increase volume, number one, you're not working completely on strength, but you're not working completely on speed either. You're right here in the middle. So you're doing moderately heavy weight for moderate amount of reps for a moderate amount of sets. It's not specifically catered to the explosive sets and rep scheme that we talked about in the last video, and it's certainly not catered toward that endurance type either. It's right in the middle. It doesn't really fall into what we need as throwers. During the season as throwers, we need that explosive movement. We need to build our strength with heavier weight for less amount of reps and we need to build our explosion with a medium to lightweight for less amount of reps. That's how strength is built in the low rep with high weight. That's how explosion is built in the low rep with a light to medium weight. This higher rep, moderate rep, sets of 8, sets of 10, that's more of the hypertrophy set and rep range. It's not all strength, it's not all speed, it's just moderate weight, heavy weight. It just doesn't fit. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. It just does not work for what we do as throwers. It works during the off season if you need to build mass, but it's not going to be good for you during the season if you're looking to add strength and add explosiveness to your throws. So if you're looking to build muscle, if you're looking to add size the right way, you want to put on that functional lean mass through hypertrophy. You want to do it through the myofibrillar hypertrophy, which is going to, again, focus more on bodybuilding style, body part splits, I guess if you want to call it that. You'll have a big lower body day where you're working with a moderate amount of weight, moderate amount of sets and reps. You'll have an upper body day, maybe a push day, again, moderate amount of weight, moderate sets, moderate reps. And then you're going to have a pull day, moderate amount of weight, moderate amount of reps and sets. It's not going to be tailored to what we need as throwers, but at the same time, you will get a little bit stronger doing it. You will get a little bit more explosive doing it, but it's not a true strength or explosive movement type training. It's just meant to build size, and when you build the size, a lot of times it's not going to transfer over to what you need during the season, which is that explosive power. So hopefully I explained that well for you. Hypertrophy workouts, they're all over the freaking place. You go to any website where they guarantee they're going to get you bigger and stronger, and they're going to get you ripped and with a six-pack. Those are those hypertrophy style workouts. Good during the off season if you're looking to put on size, not too good during the season when you need to focus on explosiveness and strength. Guys, Coach Matt over at Primal, another awesome question on training. Right now is when we should focus on training. It's that preseason. We got about another month and a half before indoor track starts up here in New England in the colder weather states. So this is when we need to start talking about training and lifting and making sure that we're doing it right so that we get to the start of the season and we get to the beginning of the season and we're in good shape and we're ready to go and we're ready to build on that for the rest of the year and peak at the end of the season. So if there's any other questions about training, let me know. The in-season training book is almost done. We're kind of in the final editing stages. When that's available, I'll let you guys know. And that will get you stronger and more explosive during a 13-week in-season and have you peak at the end of the year for the big championship meets at the end. So hope to hear from you guys soon. Keep these questions coming. Talk to you later.